are listening to Rap FM.
Brighton-based internet business.
Down-tempo to techno and everything in between.
www.rap.fm.
Let's go.
Turn on, tune in, or miss out.
the sound of Hotel Garuda with Smoke Signals, the Electric Rat Mantis remix there. Good evening, welcome to the Get On It Jackin Sessions with myself, Tony SlackShot. Track before that, Hotel Garuda tune, which was very lovely and summery, which is what I kind of opened the show with. Track before that was Daydream, the original mix by Rel, and I can never remember this name, so bear with me. Oh, I could just take the mic over with me. Look at that. Wondrous technology. Auto laser. I'm not gonna pronounce that auto laser actually, because that sounds better, doesn't it? So yeah, that was Daydream by Rel and auto laser that I opened the show with. Good evening, welcome. So glad you could join us, and I hope you're having fun wherever you are, and you're nice and relaxed and settling into what's going to be another fantastic show here on Brap FM with myself, Tony SlackShot. So, it's going to be ever so slightly different. No less content. If anything, it's going to be more content than you would be normally used to here on the Get On Jackin Sessions. And that is because there's going to be a little bit more music for me at the end from the Jackin part of the show. So a bit more tech house and basically all the best house music I've been sent on the last couple of weeks, which has been a lot the last couple of weeks that I've had to go through, but which has meant there's going to be some really good tracks for you. Some half hour as normal of some of the eclectic stuff at the beginning, leading up to the baseline stuff, and then about 9:15 we're going to be catching up with the legendary Meet Katie. We're actually going to be sitting down for an interview and going to be talking about some things that's going on with him at the moment. We're going to be talking about some music, past and present, and I'm really looking forward to that. All you regular listeners to the show will know that my favourite part of the show just so happens to be the interview. So we've given ourselves a full 45 minutes to have a chat and talk about the world of Meet Katie, which I'm very much looking forward to. No doubt you are as well. So, without further ado, I'm rambling as per normal at this part. No, I'm going to stop. Stop, Tony. No. That's because I always forget to mention the social media. So, will you please get onto Twitter and give us a follow on Twitter. Don't forget to use the hashtag. I've not been drinking at all, but it sounds like I have, haven't I? I've been working really hard. That's why I'm all brown and tanned and just withered. Hashtag GOIJS, Get On It in Jackin Sessions, facebook.com/Get On It in Jackin Sessions. Go and give us a like on Facebook, go and give us a follow on Twitter. Let us know you're listening, get in touch with the show, and we'll give you a shout. Oh, yes, and Mark, Meet Katie, has kindly brought down a couple of nice prize packages for you people out there. So, if you want your chance to win some classic, and I mean classic vinyl, can we get you to sign it later as well? Yeah, cool. We'll be giving away some signed classic vinyl and mix CD to 2 lucky people. You don't have to share. We've got 2 packages. Oh, it's obviously self-evident, whatever. So if you want to stand a chance to win that, stay tuned to the Get On It Jackin Sessions. Also, hello to all the people on Facebook Live. You can see us, but you can see my back because you're lazy and can't go to YouTube. But we love you nonetheless. So, still rambling. Let's crack on with some music.
You listen to the Soul of Man on the Get On It and Jackin.
So enthusiastic.
Yeah. You listen to the Soul of Man on the Get On It and Jackin.
pussycat. Boys wanna tap on his 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 pussycat. Boys wanna tap on his
proving that DJ Quest is well and truly back on the scene producing some fantastic music. One of my all-time favourite hardcore breaks producers. And yeah, he's clearly back on the scene, but making something slightly slower. But now is the part of the show that no doubt most of you have been looking forward to watching or listening to, depending on where you are and how you are. Should we just turn these lights to white? Then people can see us. There we go. So will you please welcome to the show the amazing Meet Katie. Massive crowd.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can hear them in the background.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, crikey. Anyone that is watching online on YouTube, and I suggest you people on Facebook, because you can only see the back of us now, but on YouTube, if you find us on YouTube, you've got this lovely split screen effect, so you can see both of our faces close up. But you would have also seen that there are kids running riot at the moment, which is fine. I'm not being precious about that because kids are kids. Yeah, Marcus, Meek Hayes brought his little boy down, and my little boy and little girl have taken to him very, very affectionately, I think, haven't they? So, Mark, first of all, thank you very much for joining us this evening and taking some time out and driving all the way down. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
No, not a problem, not a problem. And I've really been looking forward to this because obviously we've been speaking about this a little bit in terms of don't want to do a mix. We're going to do something a little different and actually talk about the things that people are interested in, or what you're interested in, and ergo what other people are probably interested in too. So,
Hopefully.
yeah. Well, fingers crossed. But first of all, I think the first thing I want to talk to you about is Lot 49 is no more.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's the situation there?
Well, we just decided we'd had enough and wanted to stop it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been running it for 11 years.
Yeah.
There was no other reason, we just decided that we both wanted to do some different things, both wanted to achieve some other things outside of Lot 49.
Yeah.
We still have studio together, we still have sample companies together. It weren't like a breakup, it was just that we just decided that I think Marvin's Dylan Rhymesin was my business partner. I think he fell out of love with releasing music, and he works as a studio engineer, and he just wanted to do something which was not like a machine releasing music all the time. I think it just become a ball ache for him.
Yeah.
Probably a few years back, and I sort of carried on doing it, and then I just realised I wasn't really making a lot of my own music. I wasn't concentrating on things that I loved doing, and I just found myself kind of almost falling into a management role for a lot of other artists, and that's never what I wanted to do in a career. That wasn't the plan. So we sort of sat down one day and went, should we stop doing this? And both said, yeah. And then we closed it that Friday.
Really, as quick as that?
Yeah.
Why hang around?
Well, if you're going to do it, do it. There was no sort of like, oh, here's our end release date. We're going to do compilations of all our biggest tracks. We're going to rinse it. We just went, let's just shut it.
Yeah.
And we did.
Fair enough. But the story doesn't end there, obviously.
Well, no, it kind of made way for me to do some other stuff that I've been loving, which is my podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's amazing, and you should check it out, people, if you haven't heard it already.
It's called Lowering the Tone.
Yeah.
And it's just a much more... They have long interviews. It's very much more personal. The music, I play everything I love. So I don't feel like a slave to any one genre. I do a much deeper selection, and I play some absolutely kicking, slamming techno and breaks, anything and everything I love. So that just it kind of felt like a little weight was removed off my shoulder, which was Lot 49. Not that I got to a point where I was unhappy doing it. It was just I wanted to do other stuff.
And you've had some good interviews on there with some good quality names as well. Who have you had on there?
They're all right. We've had loads. I mean, well, I'm up to my 13th episode, but you've got to bear in mind, like, that all the shows are like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So even doing like 13 episodes feels like I've done about 30.
Yeah.
I've had Plum DJs.
Yeah.
I've had Simon Shackleton, Elite Force, Dylan Rhymes, Reva Star, Steph. Used to do Maddox.
Yeah.
Obviously more famous for Reva Star.
I know, it's not.
I don't know why I said that.
I loved Maddox. Well, I don't know. I mean, some people. I said some. I can't remember who I told the other day, but it was only about a year ago I found out that Reva Star and Maddox were the same person.
Really?
Yeah. Because I loved the Maddox stuff. It was completely crazy, absolutely crazy, and it worked in break sets, house sets. And then look at him; he's massive now.
He's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And rightly so. He's very persistent. When I had him doing the interview and we were talking, we're old friends. He literally was his approach on it was he's worked non-stop since he started doing Maddox.
Yeah.
He's relentless, but it's paid off. It's paid off. He's a great advert for what hard work can achieve.
Oh, good, yeah. Well, funny enough, talking of interviews, I put together an interview for Lee, for the Plump DJs, played with them a couple of weeks ago, and I was asked to put together an interview for them. And the last question, the closing question was, what's your word of advice to anyone who wants to make it in the industry? And, you know, paraphrasing, he essentially said that. Yeah, he took Prince as the example.
Yeah.
He just said, if you want to do it, do it. You know, really give it your all. And I think that's probably the best advice.
Yeah, it's that thing of not going away.
Mm.
You know, even a broken clock tells the right time twice a day. You're going to get it right at some point. If you don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean persistence, and also a little bit of self-belief, not ridiculous, but enough to sort of fight through those moments where things aren't going so good.
Yeah.
To sort of feel that you have got something to offer.
Oh, there's been plenty of times where I've arrived home going, why do I DJ? Why do I just got asked for Rihanna all night. Well, yeah, those days have gone now. But so lowering the tone is becoming this beast. It's a podcast and radio show.
Yes,
and you've got lots of ideas that are going to be happening. So I mean, I don't know how much you can say or how much you want to say.
Well, right now we're just working on an episode where Ben Coder's ended up interviewing me. That wasn't the plan. But it's kind of sort of ended up that way. So I say a lot on that podcast about the ideas and stuff that, you know, plans. But, you know, the general idea is that we expand the podcast into a label. I've brought on some other people in more in the multimedia sort of capacity. So visual element will be much more represented. All the new releases will have videos, which is something I've never done. You know,
You've never done any videos, really?
Not for the Me Katie stuff, no.
Okay.
And Lot 49, we've never done any videos. We've done a few promo sort of chop-ups, but nothing that I would consider a video.
Okay.
So we're entering that market, which is something new and exciting. You know, we're doing it on a shoestring, so I'm making it sound bigger than what it is. And there's another guy got involved from Amsterdam called Dan Van Dahl, who puts on some great techno parties and stuff out there, and I played for him, and we got chatting, and you know he said, you know, these are some good ideas. You know, what about this? And I asked him if he'd be happy to get involved, and he said yeah. We've got our own booking agent now, which is in house. Ben Coder's joined me, so we're both working on albums at the moment, which we'll release early next year.
Fantastic, that's good news.
Which is something I wanted to do more of with Lot 49, release more albums, but not all artists have got the sort of patience to sit down and write an album.
No.
It is a mindset, and to believe that a bigger body of work is actually a lot more beneficial. So. I'm currently working on an album, so is Ben, so these will hit sort of early next year, but by that point things will be in place.
Okay.
You know, still all over the place.
Excellent. So some exciting stuff.
Yeah, and we've got some good guests coming up as well.
Brilliant. Anyone you can mention, or do you want to keep that down low for the moment?
Well, Timo Mash just said he'd do it.
No.
So, yeah, I know, but,
excellent.
but I need to be in Germany to do that. So, but I do travel to Berlin a lot.
Yeah.
So I play in Tresor, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Phil Hartnell.
Excellent.
But again, trying to pin Phil down is a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I got a few. There's actually a few that are a little bit more sort of like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm not looking at dates with them yet.
Yeah. It's well, you know, I running this show, I know what it's like. You know, you're asking for someone's time, and it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when it comes off, it's all worthwhile, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Talking of albums, and we're going to go to a track in a second. In fact, what I'm going to do is probably play the track first, and then we'll have a little bit more of a conversation. So it was, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you mentioned, which made me feel extremely old, that Off the Bone was 18 years old.
Yeah.
Mental!
Well, it was released 18 years ago. I was probably making it for a year as well.
Jesus. And it's probably, now I've revisited it, I think it's probably one of my favourite albums of yours.
Really?
Because of the diversity of it as well.
Yeah. I didn't back then, there wasn't the genre issues we're faced with now of like categorisation. You can just, you know, you know what the album's like. It's full of everything.
Exactly. Well, without further ado, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the opening track off there, which you know what? I used to play this in my down tempo and mid tempo sets, and I was like, this is my favourite track off there. But revisiting it a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh shit, I don't know if it's my favourite anymore. And I had a tough time because I knew I was going to play this tune, the opening track from the album. But then I went through it. I was like, oh, there's so much good stuff on there. So if you people haven't heard it before, I suggest you go and get yourselves a copy of Off the Bone by Meet Katie. I'm now 18 years old, but a beautiful, beautiful artwork on the front as well, all gold and lovely. It's really cool. I suggest you go and get yourselves a copy of that. This is the opening track from that, and this is Highly Unlikely.
We'd like to take you to mine right now. Take you a little bit higher. 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 Take you a little bit higher.
There you go, the opening track from Off the Bone by Meet Katie. That's Highly Unlikely. Really, really funky, low-slung tune. But I think why it stood out to me, Mark, when I first heard this album, in particular this track, is because I'd got into you via Long to Belong. That's
You didn't, because that was after.
No, exactly. So I discovered this album after.
Okay.
Yeah, after I'd got into
I see
you.
what you mean,
Yeah,
which was a much more dance based.
Yeah.
All right, good.
And again, because I was playing off CDs at that point before a lot of people on my Vestax CDX12. Again, I used to struggle picking tunes off Long to Belong, but this one, when I went back to it, I think that's why I stuck with the tune that I liked.
Yeah.
And was familiar to what the sort of stuff I was playing with, and maybe didn't really accept. No, that's going to sound negative now, but like when I revisited the other day, it's like, oh my god, there's so much really, really good stuff, and it's really, really diverse. It's probably because I was really into the breaks thing, and I wanted to get add more strings to my bow with all the collections of stuff. But so in the past, you've spoken quite a lot about your background in terms of you were in a punk band when you were younger.
Yeah.
So and then now you taking that track as an example. There's
Well, I played bass on that. So
Ah,
the thing was,
that's your beeline, is
yeah.
it?
So
Awesome.
the thing was is that I only joined a punk band because I wanted to be in a funk band, but when you're like 16 years old, like funk was really uncool then, you know. And I was into skating, and everyone was in punk bands. So that was more of where I went with it. It was like what was available, what bands I could play with, rather than me. You know, I learned how to play the bass because I used to buy hip hop, so early, old school hip hop. So then they all had like, you know, they'd like funk and rare groove and cuts from soul and all sorts. So I started to find the breaks from the old hip hop tracks, and then slowly I went, oh, these tracks are amazing. And then I just wanted to be in a band, but I wanted to be in a funk band because most of the stuff I was playing was funk. That didn't happen, not by my own choice, and nor was I good enough. So I just joined some punk bands as like a kid, and skate punk bands. So that's how I ended up. My first like road in music ended up as in a punk band, just not by choice. But then in the same breath, I ended up making dance music, but because my mate bought a sampler and I had loads of hip hop breaks, so we started sampling them, and then I got a record deal making electronic music with Wall of Sound.
Mental.
And so I never even wanted. That wasn't in the plan either. I've always just kind of stumbled into what I'm doing and go, "Oh, this is good."
I actually just wanted to be a butcher when I was little. Well, what I wanted to know, I was really interested in getting into your, if you can remember, even it was 18 years ago, but getting into your mindset of that, because as you said, there wasn't a genre thing going on. You weren't driven to pigeonhole yourself, which the album really lends itself to, the lack of pigeonhole. But what was your theory? What was the links between the tracks? You know, why was you making something that was what was that, 110? Yeah, 110 BPM, and there's some stuff in that is pretty dancey, and
it was just what sounded good to me.
Yeah,
it always has been that way. If anything, like now, that's kind of what I would like, and that's what the new album that I'm putting together. It's definitely returning to that. Wicked. Like anything goes, because I'm kind of over the bit of trying to cater for one genre, because that's where you've ended up, and then the fear of not getting DJ work, which means you can't pay your bills, and then you get into a rat race of, oh, well, that's what I have to be doing. But I kind of, at a point now, it's like, well, I just want to make music I enjoy. Sounds good to me. Hopefully, people are like it. I'm not delusional to the point of, you know, that, you know, how can I describe it? That I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I can't. It's definitely going to be in the realms of what people would expect. Like, because you know I've made this album, it would come as no shock to you with some of the down tempo, some of the chilled stuff, and hopefully some of the more vocal led stuff. But then some of the heavier banging stuff as well. I like the idea of throwing it all on one album, you know.
Yeah, well, I think there's a danger of the art of the album being lost nowadays. Yeah, everyone talks about it. It's talked to death. But I don't know. Is there a danger, or are we just saying that kids are only downloading single tracks? But I think there is still a place for an album and the art of making an album to be listened to as one. Don't you think?
You know, I still buy CDs.
So do I. Yeah.
You know, I will buy a CD, and you know, admittedly, I buy it. There's only a handful of people that I will buy CDs from, but that's because I want to support these artists, and you know, me personally, I love diversity. I love the way that people can, that they're not stuck just like with what they know. Like there's a DJ Errol Alkin. I really like his sets, and because he doesn't seem to be. There doesn't seem to be a. It's as if someone's not told him there is genres. You know, it's like, hey, you know, you're playing this, and then he used to run a night called Trash.
Yeah.
He used to play a lot of rock and roll in his sets. It was bonkers, absolutely bonkers. But it was at the end. It was on a Monday night, and it was packed.
There is space for it. I think we worry too much, perhaps, about the guidance and what we think people want to hear. I myself, at the moment, I don't know if this is right or wrong. I'd be interested in your opinion, but I'm putting stuff out, mixed CDs that are garage under my own name, and saying, hey, I'm going to do garage stuff at the moment. Actually, no, I'm going to go to tech house now. And I am worried that I'm going to dilute or confuse people when they come and find me. Oh, there's a garage DJ. Oh no, there's tech house.
I think, you do have this thing, like, Plumps really suffered from it when they wanted to branch out and try some different stuff. It's like, but you got to bear in mind they were like A-listers in the scene, where they sort of the words breaks and Plump DJs went hand in hand. So it was a little bit like, what's going on, because they were so good at it, and that's. But then in the same breath, I think they've made some fantastic tracks since they stopped doing breaks. But then now they're sort of returning to it as well. They still do it. I mean, I had Lee Plump do an interview for my show, and he summed it up really well. He said, why can't you why can't you say, oh, we enjoyed what you did there and we're not feeling it at the moment, but maybe you might come back and do some stuff I like again, instead of just being, I don't know if you can swear on this show.
You can say whatever you want.
It's like if people are just being arseholes, it's like, now I hate you because you're not doing exactly what I want you to make. It's Underworld's really got it when they kind of branched out outside of techno. They really got it. I think everyone, it's just you got to have some balls to go. I'm gonna have. You know what? I'm feeling this at the moment, and I'm a firm believer in, if you like it, why do you have to keep changing the name for everything? Why, if you're proud of what you made, put your name on it. Yeah, put your name on it. Don't hide behind another name.
There you go. My question answered in which case.
But eventually,
Well, I think it's just a bad combination, isn't it, of people that feel that they own their artist because they give so much to it, which is right to a degree. Whether or not they feel they should give their opinion in such a way. newschoolbreaks.co.uk.
Is it a quest? Talking of questy.
Love you, Marcus. But the other side of it is an artist who wants to put something out there and be accepted. It's a bad combination. It's not a great mix, is it? Because that artist needs to have, as you say, balls to go out and go, I'm going to do this and sod ya. But there you go. There's Prince.
Yeah. Well, there's a few people like that. Like I'm just referring to an artist, but look at Picasso. Yeah. Look at his early stuff to his later stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
If he didn't, you wouldn't have that massive body of work that is amazing. If he didn't put himself out there and go, this I'm going to try this, and also put his name on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'm feeling a lot more confident now about doing whatever the fuck I like.
You should be able to.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I think.
Well, life's too short not to.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I get some more likes, that's fine. Right, I think we should have a little bit more music in a couple of minutes. But first of all, do you know what? I think I just want to extend my gratitude to you, Mark, because you've helped me as someone who's just always been trying to make it in the scene and had a little bit of luck here and there, perhaps, but you've helped me massively in the past, and in times you didn't have to. For example, you've come down tonight, which is brilliant. Thank you very much. You came and did our previous radio show with my brother Adam, the Flipmat Sessions.
Hilarious.
It was a brilliant night, wasn't it? The really frustrating thing about that night was only me and Adam used the mic for some reason. And we didn't give the mic to you. We were just kind of relaying what you were said.
And Adam was answering his own questions.
He didn't know what he was saying. But yeah, you and Lee Coombs came down, drove down in his Porsche. That was lucky to make it down, as you say.
Yeah.
You drove down probably an hour and a half to my house, having met me once or twice out in the clubs.
Oh, no, I met you at home, I think.
Yeah. For my birthday.
Yeah, that's right.
It was my birthday a little while before. That was a good night.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun that night. I remember at the end of the night, you just handed me a load of promo CDs. Like, oh my phone, this is brilliant. Me, Katie's giving me promos. I got salty that night about a month before it was out. Yeah. And then with the big breaks debate as well. Do you remember that when we did in Distinctive Records? Is it Distinctive? Yeah. Records office. We had Annie Nightingale, Paul Arnold, Abel Reynolds from Fingerlicking. And Annie Nightingale. We were debating where breaks was going.
Was I there?
Yeah.
I can't.
Do you not remember?
No.
Yeah. Well, again.
Dread to think what I was saying.
Well, to be
headed
honest,
towards techno.
No, it was a brilliant show. And I've got to dig it out actually and put it up online because to get Annie Nightingale on there to come and talk about was fantastic.
She's a love, though. She's such a nice woman.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a lot of time for everyone, evidently. And then it was great. But where I was going with that was the segue with you and Lee Coombs. You guys have had a very good working relationship over the years. Obviously, he lives in San Fran now, doesn't he?
No, he's in Orlando.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. But how did you guys meet?
I met through releasing music.
Yeah.
I got his Tribal Tension, and I really liked it. And then I think it might have even been Justin Rushmore that introduced me to Lee, and then we sort of just got chatting, and I went over his place when he was living in Camberwell, and we started messing about making some music, and then we ended up releasing it on Finger Licking, and then we sort of carried on, just become a good mate. And he used to come over mine and have dinner with my family and stuff, my kids and stuff, Sunday roast, and because we ended up getting a load of DJ work together as well. And then he ended up moving like 2 minutes down the road from where I lived.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he moved into the manor that I live, and then next thing I know, he's he's like a woodwork. Couldn't get rid of him.
Well, I mean, I think at one point, maybe because of the beautiful artwork, but at one point it seemed like you guys were synonymous for a while. Or you'd expect one with the other. Not a double act per se, but a collaboration of two great artists.
I like collaborating with people. I've done lots of collaborations with lots of different people. I love sitting in the studio with someone else. I'm not as productive when I'm sitting there on my own. I'm sitting talking now, and I've got a hard drive with probably about 16, 17 unfinished tracks on it. But when I sit down with someone in a studio, it seems that the inspiration is kind of shared. So you'll hear something, you go, "Oh, this is great," and it'll give you an idea, and then now pick it up and run with it, and then next thing you know, you're finishing a track in a couple of days, easy. When you're vibing, if it takes longer than that, then you call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Dan Cook, I don't know if I think you've met Dan over the years, but he's been on the show. He's releasing stuff on a few labels at the moment. He's doing really well for himself, but he will agonise over tunes, but to the positive. His tunes are brilliant. He'll agonise over certain sounds, and it comes across. But he came down for a studio session, and in 3 days we had 2 tunes finished. One of them got signed 3 days later.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot to be said for it, and it makes you do something different as well.
Yeah. As long as you're sitting in the studio with someone that you trust their taste in music. What I normally find, like I've done a collaboration with Matt Dopamine.
Yes.
For Lot 49, and we sat down and actually played a load of music. I've never done this. We sat down, we had a coffee, and we played a load of music that we were really feeling, and we just then started writing. I mean, just full of ideas. A couple of days, we had a track.
Amazing, yeah. Excellent. So I'm going to play another tune by yourself and Lee Coombs. So was this one of your first tunes?
This was the first tune.
It was the first tune.
Yeah, this is the track I was telling you about. I just found his house and we knocked up a track, and this was it.
Do you know what? This is absolutely seminal. I can't place any one time that I heard this track, but I used to hear it all the time, and it was goosebumps and the hairs on the back of the neck. So this is 2 Men on a Trip by Lee Coombs and Meet Katie, and it's quite a long tune, so we'll cut in, but I'm going to leave it playing for at least 4 minutes because it's so good. Listen to this. go. One of my all-time favourite breaks tunes. I just saying to Mark there that I think we got the wrong camera on. Anyway, I was just saying to Mark there off camera that I've just got memories, vague memories, I hasten to add, of being stood in Fabric Room 1 with my hands in the air going, what the hell is this? And then hearing it time and time again. But I don't know what regard you hold that tune, but certainly for me it's one of my favourites of yours.
Oh, I'm pleased you're right.
Oh, I love it, mate. Absolutely love it. One of my favourite album covers as well. And in fact, me and Adam plagiarised it once for a flyer for ourselves. Just badly photoshopped our faces onto the bodies. So yeah, there you go. The Two Men on a Trip. So I just want to take the time to mention that Mark has kindly brought down a couple of packages for you people to possibly win. So we got 70-inch from Lot 49 with 17 tracks on there, mixed CD. Is that a mixed CD?
Yep.
Yeah, it is a mixed CD.
Yep.
Meet Katie meets Lee Coombs, The Hum, which was released on King Size Records. So that was about the same time as this, you were saying just now. Meet Katie and Elite Force, the fabulous Mint 400. I've got very happy memories of The Hum listening to that tune. And Lee Coombs sampler on Lot 49 as well. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to get Mark to sign those, the vinyls anyway. And you got a chance to win them. And you just have to answer one question in order to Shit. I'm sure the CD's fine. It didn't fall on the floor. So the question I want the answer to is what is, and I gave a little clue there, and a little, but you may not have noticed. What is the B-side to Two Men on a Trip on Finger Licking? Yeah? I'm sure someone out there, and I'm sure a few of you know out there know. So what is the B-side to Two Men on a Trip that was released, that was by Lee Coombs and Meet Katie, released on Finger Licking? Get your answer to me however you want, either Tony SlackShot at brap.fm via email, or you can tweet them to me, or you can Facebook message, or you put them on the Facebook wall. Get on it in Jackin Sessions, get on it Jackin on Twitter. Let us know what is the B-side to Two Men on a Trip by Lee Coombs and Meet Katie, and you'll stand to win one of those two packages. I've got two lots of that. Thank you very much for bringing those. No problem. And I will announce the winners next week. So you got to come back and listen again. So time's ticking on. I just saw halfway through that track. We've already been talking for. Got 10 minutes. We've already been talking for 35 minutes, believe it or not.
Easy done.
Exactly. Well, you would know, wouldn't you, with your interviews? Yes. So, I wanted to play a couple more tunes as well. I'm not going to be able to. Oh, yeah, I'm going to squeeze one in. There's a bit of a curveball in there. Sorry, I'm going to crack on with that one actually. So I think most of my most vivid memories of you, obviously, again, you helped us out on the radio show. We did a hookup with Lot 49. You were sending us a lot of mixes from. Crikey, was Peter Paul with you? Peter Paul was with you. Force Mass Motion, some great names. I've just sidetracked. I completely lost my train of thought then. But a lot of my memories, there we go. A lot of my memories of you of was that sort of era. I'd known of you for a long time. You were one of the first names I heard of when I discovered what Breaks was. Got your album but you've been there for a long time. But there's this certain era that really sticks in my mind, and there's lots of diversity within that era as well. A track I want to play, I'm not going to play now. I remember the excitement around God Is Green by Alloy Mental. Yeah,
that's on the sampler.
Is
on there. Yeah, that's on Lee's sampler. That's
excellent. Okay, cool.
Because he never got a vinyl release. That's the only vinyl available of it. That's why I brought it in.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. But again, that was something quite alternative. I seem to remember there was a lot of excitement around it because it just had this sort of a U-turn in it.
Yeah, it's just got. I just loved the vocal, and I'm friends with Phil Kieran, who it was his band, and he asked me to do a mix, and I said yeah. I loved the vocal, and he just sent me the vocal, and then he sent me the parts like about a week later. So I started building the track, and then I got all these amazing parts, and everything was in key, and it all just fell together.
Oh, well, the best tunes do though, don't they?
Yeah.
When they just suddenly plop out. I've been working this half an hour and I've got a tune. But it's that triplet vocal, isn't it? Like God is green, God is green. Oh, such a good tune. And you've done some other collaborations as well. We've talked about earlier. Aqua Sky. Now that was an interesting meeting of minds.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. How did that come about, and what was the ethos, like work ethos?
The
like?
weirdest thing is, like, years and years ago, when I was about 20, I used to promote bands. I used to put bands on.
Yeah.
In this local pub, and one of the barmaids used to go out with Brent.
Oh, okay.
And at the time, they were making drum and bass.
Yeah.
Like, this was like kind of early. It was sort of just post jungle, but they were making drum and bass back then. And she was like, "Do you know these guys, X guy?" And I was like, "Not really, you know." And then I sort of started noticing them. You know, when someone, you won't notice someone until they get mentioned, and then you see them everywhere. And then I bumped into Brent maybe about 5, 6, maybe 7 years later, and I told him this story about this barman. He was like, "Oh yeah," and then we just got on like a house on fire. So the option came up to work together on their Team Players album, and I jumped here, and they're really, really good guys.
Yeah,
very talented. All of them are engineers. They all bring something different to the table. So when we were working together, it was literally like a relay of ideas, but it was great. It was great, you know. And that we done something that was kind of fresh at the time, you know, and it worked. And like I say, I've been very lucky, you know. And I love collaborating. So when I do it, I really jump into it.
Well, I think the project that they had, what was it called again? The
Team Players.
Team Players, yeah, the Team Players album. It felt like at the time they kind of shook the whole break scene. I mean, fuck off, guys, with your mint step and hardcore breaks. You know.
Everyone done a track on it. It was like Breakfasters. I think the Freestylers might have done one.
Yeah.
Or I know that I think they did. Because
Dramatic Twins.
Dramatic Twins. They had, you know, I think Tayo done a track with them.
Yeah.
You know, they got everyone in, and you know, I remember doing the photo session. I think, fucking hell, there's all these really famous people here. And it was awesome. It was awesome to be part of it.
And my favourite thing that came out of that, and you're probably not going to be expecting this, because I do love my drum and bass, but my all-time favourite drum and bass tune, and I'll be interested to know your thoughts on this one, but literally my all-time favourite drum and bass tune ever is the D-Bridge remix of Overneath. How familiar were you with the tune? Because obviously it was a remix.
Well, I knew Bad Company stuff, so I obviously knew who D-Bridge was. Ironically, I'm a big fan of what he does now. I love his music now. He's making some really awkward and interesting house music. I call it house, but it's a bit more than that. Same as Bodica. A few of those guys are making some, ex drum and bass. They're making some really, really good techno orientated house.
Well, there was some really. I think there was some. I don't know why, but it seemed to be. Within drum and bass, you had to really, really know how to make a good noise and a good sound. And
their stuff's really thick and rounded. Yeah, definitely. The production values are really high.
Yeah, and I think this is a very good example of that. So this is the D-Bridge remix of Overneath by Meat Skateski and Aqua whatever. I'm sure you'll agree at home. That is a stand-out drum and bass tune. That's just awesome. We were just talking in the studio about how clean and fresh that still sounds, and I hope you agree so as well. So they are my top 4. Well, we talked about I Like Green just now, but probably the 4 tracks for me when I think of you that really stand out with really sort of good memories as well. So thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us about them as well.
Thank you for...
No worries. So what's before we sign off from yourself, Mark? What do you want people to know at the moment?
I'm really re-releasing all of my back catalogue. So yesterday I had the Tension EP, which is a 4-track techno release. Every 2 weeks to the end of the year, I'll be releasing back catalogue.
Brilliant.
Via Lowering the Tone. And then in October, we're going to start releasing some new original material.
Excellent.
And then January, February, I'll be looking at a new album.
I'm very, very excited about that. Very excited, especially if you go in full circle and you're sort of chucking some shackles away as well.
Yeah. It might not be for everyone, but I'm hoping that I'll make a nice, good ride for people to listen to.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Mark, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Pleasure, mate.
People, if you want some of these goodies that Mark's brought in, again, I'll repeat the question. What is the B-side to Two Men on a Trip by Lee Coombs and Meat Katie, released on Finger Licking Records? What is the B-side? Get onto Facebook, find us and get on Facebook, get on at Jackin Sessions, find us on Twitter, get on it Jackin, and let us know. And one of those packages of goodies could be winging its way to you. Yes, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're an absolute star for coming and joining us and travelling down and bringing... lovely to meet your family as well. Yes, I've never met Nadia and Arlo as well, so I assume by the silence beyond the door he might be asleep now.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on it.
I wouldn't bank on my kids being asleep either, so tomorrow morning is going to be interesting, isn't it? But yeah, you're an absolute star. Mark, Meet Katie, thank you very much. So, without further ado, we're going to go move on to the rest of the show now. This is really weird. All of a sudden, you're now out of the studio, according to the camera. Yeah. So, we now have... what's...
be hollering at these cats, man, you know. Trying to make them understand the realness in this here game, man, you know. Yeah. Hey, yo, Pray, man. I be hollering at these cats, man, you know. Just how serious it is on these streets. Yo, check it.
you're still listening to the Get On It Jackin Sessions with myself, Tony SlackShot, here on Brab FM.
Alright.
Those eagle-eared listeners may have noticed a slight break in the music just now. Only momentarily. I kind of timed it just as I got back into the studio after seeing Mark and his good lady and good son out the door. So it's 9:30. We're going to be taking through to 10 o'clock. Expect some fantastic music for the next half hour. Don't forget, get onto Facebook, find us on there, Get On Jackin Sessions, find us on Twitter, go and say hello.
Alright. Alright.
You're still locked on the Get On Jackin sessions here. Myself, Tony SlackShot. Earlier on, we had Meet Katie chatting to us for 45 minutes, which was absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed that. You know, once upon a time, I was just a fanboy. I didn't know the guy, and for that fanboy,
hit a lick.
Years later, to be stood there talking to him, it's just an absolute honour. And he's a lovely, lovely guy. So thank you, Mark, for taking the time out to join us here. Awesome track in the background. This is the sound of Low 99 and Ray Fox with The Lick. You've still got another 14 minutes of me. If you want to know any of the rest of the track names, they will be available after the show via means of the track list and download and podcast and all that. So if you want those, get onto Brat FM Facebook page or my Facebook page, Get On Jackin Sessions, and they'll be available shortly after the show.
Mike,
4 here on the Get On It Jackin sessions this evening. Massive thanks to Meet KT for joining us here in the studio and talking so in depth about his past and what's going on in the future. A lot to behold there. Some exciting stuff coming out from Lowering the Tone as well. Track list will be up and available shortly after the show via the normal mediums, Facebook, etc. In a couple of weeks' time, I'm on holiday. However, we are still going to be doing a show. Wow, the wonders of things. And we have next, in 2 weeks' time, we have Yogs, who's recording a video set from America, or in America, and then going to be sending it to me, which I'm going to be combining into the radio show, so that'll be good. Yogs, Y-O-G-Z, check him out. He is a fantastic house producer, played a few of his tunes on the show over the last few weeks, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And we have, of course, got some great lined up guests for you. Guests lined up, whichever way. Do you know what? I never really speak right when I'm on the radio. I speak okay in real life, but I speak badly on air, on radio. So, you can hear my fan in the background, can't you? It's been an interesting show this evening, because slightly different for the interview side of things. If you didn't catch that, you catch it on the download afterwards, which will be available in about an hour's time. But in the meantime, thank you very much, people. You have been watching the Get On It Jackin sessions with myself, Tony SlackShot. Ta-ra!